Hey you guys, how are you? I'm really excited for this one. We should have a... Hey you guys, how are you? I am excited for this one. All right, we're gonna take what we did yesterday and extrude it now. So what we did yesterday was we created just geometric forms. Squares, triangles, circles, and a free form. What I want to do today is extrude those forms. And what extruding is basically taking... Well, think about how pasta gets made. You have a thing and you just stretch it out to make a bigger thing. We're gonna take a square and essentially we're going to build it up into space. So we're gonna turn a square into a cube. That's the first goal for today. And then we're gonna turn a triangle into a prism, we're gonna turn a circle into a cylinder, and we're gonna turn one of these into whatever three-dimensional one of these is. The principles of this are really pretty easy. Yeah, to turn a square into a cube or into a rectangular prism and into a solid, basically it's this. We're gonna make 4 rectangles. On each of those rectangles, one of the sides will be the same length as one of the things where it's gonna meet up here, and then the other dimension can be as long as we want it to be. If we wanna make a cube, we're gonna make a new square with this dimension twice. So I guess let's do that. Let's make a cube. To make a cube, we have 2 so far. This will be the top, this will be the bottom. We just need to make the sides. I'm gonna make 4 of these. I'll be back after I make 4 of these. There are the sides to our cube. Assembly is really pretty easy. So let's start with, we'll take this one. Let's label it. Let's call it bottom. What we know we're gonna do now is we're gonna lay these around the side, and then we're gonna come up from each of the sides. So you can see we have the bottom, and then all the other pieces are gonna come up to make the cube form. The important thing to take away from this is that the width of the side is the same as the width of the edge that's gonna come up. So no matter what shape we do, whether it's a triangle, whether it's something more complicated, to extrude something, one edge has to be, like the width of that and that have to be the same. Whatever happens up here, it can go as far as you want it to go. If you wanna make a really tall extruded form, these edges just need to match. Let's speed this along, shall we? I'm gonna just do taped seams because I think that'll be really quick and easy right now. And again, this is just skill building. This isn't the end all be all. This is just being like, all right, I know how to do an extruded form. And what we do after this will get more fun. I want you to do the same thing with triangle. The triangle is a little different though, so pay attention. For the triangle, the extruded pieces, the pieces that come up, the piece that comes up from here and here will be the same width. The piece that comes up from here will be a different width. So each one requires its own measurement. They'll still be rectangles. So let's measure it, let's see what we know. The length of this side is 8 1/4 inches. The length of this side is 6 inches. The length of this side should be the same, just a little under. So it's like 5 7/8. We can probably fake that, but that's what we have. We need to make 3 rectangles, one that's 8 1/4 wide, one that's 6 inches wide, and one that's 5 7/8 wide. The length is up to however high we want it to go. I think I'm gonna make kind of a shorter one because that'll just be easier. So let's do that real quick. Okay, so to wrap this up, we should be able to just kind of fold that up the same way we did the box. I'm gonna ready a bunch of little pieces of tape again. It's useful to have tiny little pieces of tape to kind of hold things together. Basically now, I'm gonna fold up one side, tape the corner, fold up, tape the corner, fold up, tape the corner. Then we should be able to fit this thing on top. Oh, cool. So just holding it in place. Actually, let's do it for real. Tape it down, fold it over, tape it down, fold it over, tape it down, fold it over. And that's it. That's how we start to create volumetric form. So we have a cube, we have, this would technically be called a prism. Yeah, tomorrow we're gonna do tapered forms, and then we're gonna make pyramids and other fun things. Circles. Hey Siri, what's the formula for circumference?
The answer I found is C equals pike dot equals 2 pike daughter.
What? All right. Circumference, 2 pi r. You need to know that, that's super important. No, it's not. If we wanted to do that, how big are these circles? So if you're a math person, these circles are about 4 inches wide. 2 pi r. Is that all it is? Circumference equals 2 pi r. 2 times 3.14 times the radius would be 2 equals 2 times 3.14 times 2 equals 12. What? 12.56? That can't be. So you're telling me it's 4 inches across but 12.56 inches around? I don't know, let's find out. So that's one way to do it. That's not how I do it because I'm not a super math person. Here's what I would do. I would take tape. Tape it around. Until the tape touches. And I'd be like, okay, the tape touches here. Oh my God, no, really? So if we had to measure what that was, that's even longer? Hold on, let's do that again. Maybe my math was sloppy. I'm gonna take one of our circles, put it on there, wrap it up, and that touches exactly there. Oh my goodness. That's 13.25 long, which means I didn't measure super well. If I measure this again, oh yeah, look at that. It's actually like 4.25 wide. It's like 4.25 wide. Okay, so 2 different ways of doing the same thing. I'm more of a physical math kind of person, but what that means is this isn't wide enough. Let's try this. This will be fun. So what do we say, 13.25? This should hopefully be really quick and easy. We're gonna take a ruler and we're gonna measure over 12 inches, because that's how long the ruler is, to there. And then we're gonna go over 1.25 inches more, which is there. That's our line. Now I'm going to take my triangle and draw a perpendicular line. Oh crap, that's okay. Whoop. Perpendicular line that high. Actually, I'm just gonna cut to that line. And then we'll determine how we want our cylinder to be. How high do you want it to be? 4 inches? Cool, that's what I was thinking too. So I'm gonna measure up 4 inches, which looks like 5 inches? Yeah, 5 inches. I like 5 inches too. I'm gonna make a little tick mark at 5 over here. I'm gonna make a little tick mark at 5 over here. And then I'm gonna use my triangle, draw a perpendicular from the side. And then you could either continue the line by lining it up carefully or come to the other side because we're assuming that these are parallel. And draw a line. And then just connect your dots. Like so. And now hopefully we just need to cut this thing out. So in theory, if we want to extrude this circle up into a cylinder, we need this much cardboard. The trick now is, if you'll notice, all the grain is running that way. So what we should be able to do is bend this around that grain. And wood works very much the same way-ish. No, that's, yeah. I'm gonna take a roll of tape and literally bend it around the roll of tape. So it ends up looking like that. So we put a series of creases in there. I'd actually like to do it with a smaller roll of tape now. I think the more carefully we can roll it, the better a bend we're gonna get. So I'm actually creasing it across each of those little corrugations. And maybe there's a better way to do it, and if you know a better way, let me know. Since those lines are running in parallel, we're getting those seams really evenly up the length of it. Cool, you see that? So now, we're starting to get curvy board. And now in theory, I don't know, let's take some tape. This one might be better with glue, I don't really know, but I'm gonna take some tape, put it on the bottom of there, gonna line, all right. So we're gonna tape across the bottom. How do we do this, you guys? Oh, I know, let's put it on the inside. Let's get a bunch of tape ready. Gonna tape a little more, roll it, roll it a little bit more, put some more tape on, roll it some more. I mean, can we just go all the way around? Oh, okay. Look, it didn't complete because I'm on the outside of the circle. So is it about material width? Hold on, that's interesting. All right, so let's take that apart. So if we roll this up into a cylinder like that, oh, all right, that works. Interesting. Okay, so we're gonna do it different. We're just gonna make a cylinder out of this, and we're gonna tape across it to hold it together. And then we're gonna put this on top, bring some tape down to hold it together. Then I'm gonna turn it some degrees, put that on, tape it down, put it on, tape it down. So we're essentially tacking everything in place. And then we could go around, and there's gotta be a neater way to do this, but for right now, that's looking good. And then we can take the other side and more tape on. That's how we extrude a circle into a cylinder, a triangle into a prism, and a square into a cube. That's what I want from you. Do those, send them to me, let me see what you've done. This is definitely a process that we can refine and make smoother, but I think once we get into making stuff, making volumetric things, we can start to do really interesting things. So that's it for today. Thank you for trying this. Thank you for hanging out. And yeah, show me what you've done, because I'm really curious. I will see you later. Okay, bye.